What's going on, guys? Roma the Roamer. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can merchant fulfill books. We're going to be going over how to label the books with merchant fulfilled tickets and actually how to ship these books and how to deal with things like what happens when you go on vacation, how much do you pay for shipping, all the merchant fulfilled commonly asked questions we will be going over in this video. So be sure to watch until the end. I'm going to walk you guys exactly through how I'm going to list these books, get them active on Amazon for purchase, and then I'm going to show you guys exactly how to fulfill the books to the customer directly from your house or warehouse. So before we get started, you're going to need some supplies. So real quick, whatever you normally use to scan your books in for FBA, I recommend this Whoa Nice scanner. It's only 20 bucks on Amazon. This is also 20 bucks, the Accutech scale. We will need this for weighing the books when they sell to guarantee that we're getting the cheapest price possible. You'll also need labels to ship the books. These are actually free if you set up an account at ups.com. So just create an account with them and you can order these labels 4x6 for free. We will also be using my Rollo printer here. You guys can get this below. This is a little bit of a pricey printer, but trust me, it is completely worth it for a few reasons. Other printers like Dymo require that you purchase expensive Dymo brand labels if you get the newer version of the Dymos, whereas with the Rollo you can use these cheap labels that I recommend below. And when it comes to merchant fulfilling or even FBA, you don't want to overpay for labels, so we're just going with the cheapest labels we can get. So we have a high quality printer that's going to be printing cheap merchant fulfilled tickets, so we don't overpay for on average shipping a few thousand books a year. Things like labels do add up. Okay, so we have the Rollo printer as well. You will also need bubble mailers, so you can, if you guys save your Prime packages, you can use your Prime packages, but you can also get these different places. I'll also link below the cheapest that I found to purchase these on Amazon. And then tape is useful because sometimes you just want some extra protection, and if you're repackaging anything from your house, I do recommend saving all your packages so you can ship them out. You can easily tape it. Now keep in mind, this is going directly to the customer. When you do FBA, you're packing everything into a box and shipping it to Amazon. This is going directly to the customer, so you do not want to ship them anything that's kind of sketchy looking. Keep in mind that this is your brand, your image on Amazon. While it's not like you have all your own traffic and you control the customer, they can leave negative feedback if you ship them, a package that doesn't look good or, damages the book on the way. So do keep in mind, this is a little different than shipping to FBA. You're shipping directly to the customer. So with that in mind, I would package the book with more care. Okay, so let's dive into it. We're going to be using GoToLister today to label these books and create the shipment to get these active on Amazon. So first step is create a GoToLister account. Full disclosure, this is my software. I'm a bookseller. I've sold over 3 million in books, and I created this software because I was tired of other softwares listing so slow, and this has a lot of cool features, especially for FBA. But in this video, we're going over MF. So you can easily create an MF batch here by clicking on Merchant Fulfilled, and then you're going to enter the batch name. So we can do MF my name, Avery the date. This is the format that I have my employees or prep centers use. Later in this video, we will be talking more about using prep centers for MF. Go ahead and select an address. It doesn't matter what you select here. We can just select match buy box. We don't have to use smart pricing because this is merchant fulfilled. For FBA, I allow us to reprice higher, and we make our users and myself a lot more money by pricing up on certain books. But because we're not shipping these books FBA, you really can't price higher merchant fulfilled and expect to get the sale. So we're just going to price at buy box, and then repricers are great for merchant fulfilled, and so my repricer is going to reprice these down anyway. So we'll create the batch, and then here we have what condition we're listing the book in. So we want to make sure we select the right condition, and before we get started, we want to select where we got these books. So if you got them from Goodwill, you can simply just type in Goodwill or wherever you got them from here. Type in Goodwill and then select that. When it comes to buy cost, it's whatever you paid for the book on average. If you don't feel like doing the math per book, what you can do is you can type in buy cost on average. So if you know you paid $1.50 on average, you can enter that there. What we do is we just put a generic shipping note here. Now this is not shipping from Amazon, this is shipping from your house. So what we can do is we can put 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And I like to use something generic because if we change it from very good to acceptable to new, I want it to be the same condition. And if we ever do change this to something else, like, so we can, like, let's say for example, the book has, this book may contain highlighting. I actually really like this description note. This book may contain highlighting. If you sell a lot of textbooks or books that are in acceptable condition, you can put a condition note like this, and then 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Hopefully I spelled everything correctly. And then you can just select this here, add this, and it will allow you to, it'll save this condition note for future use. And then whoever listed it, it's important to keep track of who listed it in case you ever sell a counterfeit book or the book had water damage and the customer complained. You want to find out who on your team listed the book. Was it yourself? Was it somebody else? That way you can go directly to the source and retrain them not to send in bad books. Pro tip, go to stopcounterfeitbooks.com. They do have free training on how to identify counterfeit books. You really have to look out for the publishers, Pearson, Cengage, McGraw-Hill. And you can go through different tests here. You can have your team get verified on different tests, and that way you don't ship in counterfeit books. I'll also link a video below on how I look for counterfeit books, the red flags we look out for. And that's it. That's all you want to do before selecting this box up here. Selecting this box up here is going to get you prepared and ready to scan. So we're going to take our scanner and plug it into the computer here. So before we get started with printing, we want to make sure that we 100% have our roller printer set up. I have a video linked below on how to set up your roller printer. This is my preferred printer because you don't ever have to pay for shipping labels because UPS gives them for free, and the Rollo is compatible with those labels where other printers aren't. And you can also get these super cheap labels. The link is below. These are my affiliate links, so I do get a cutback, but these are the cheapest labels that I've been able to find. So if you do want to support me and the channel, go ahead and buy any supplies below. If not, you can just go around and search on Amazon for these same things and cut me out of the equation. So we're going to load these in, and I do recommend getting a label holder for these. Currently I'm holding these with my hand. I'm just going to make sure there's enough slack each time before these labels print, but I do have a label holder on the way to hold these up. That's the one weird thing about the Rollo, is they do not have a label holder. Okay, so this red light is going, and again, I have a complete tutorial of the Rollo below on how to get this 100% set up, but if we click this one time, it'll go ahead and configure these labels for us, and we are good to go. So one last thing we have to do is make sure that our printer settings are good to go. Again, below is a video on how to 100% set up your Rollo printer. It's in depth, me showing you how to get it set up with GoToLister. But for now, all you got to do is go to printer settings, make sure you download the QZ tray. It should prompt you, it should have a pop-up that allows you to download that. We're going to select Rollo printer. Currently, I'm using 2.25 by 1.25 labels. You can ignore the Dymo. These are supposed to be for Dymo, but Rollo is amazing, and they work with Rollo as well. And again, these are the cheapest labels that I found. On my computer, it's portrait mode, but you may have to toggle this if they do print weird. And again, reach out to us at support@gotolister.com if you ever have any issues with anything, and we will get back to you. Go ahead and do a test. And as you can see, this is the information that is included on the SKU label. I think in the future, I will actually have my developer put a big fat number here sideways, so when we stick it in the book, you can see the number. But currently, this is the SKU label that we have. Okay, so now we're going to scan our first book into GoToLister, and when starting out, I would take it slow, scan one barcode at a time. So we'll scan here, and GoToLister is going to return this. Now what's happening is Amazon's looking for the book, and it's going to return us what book it is, and then allow GoToLister to print the effing SKU. So a cool feature that we've created with GoToLister, actually don't do what I just did because I peeled the sticker off. You don't want to label your, you can label your books, I guess, you could 100% do that. But what we're gonna do, and what I think is easier, and what I've noticed like the top booksellers do, is we'll go ahead and click on print again. If you click on this print icon, it'll print it. We are gonna take this, and I can see it says 002 in the top left corner. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna stick it in the first page of this book here. And now I can see 002 right there. And we're gonna put this in the pile. Face up, and we'll keep on moving. So a cool feature of our software is it allows you to scan faster than Amazon can process the books. So what I'm doing here is I am stacking these barcode up, and I'm gonna scan. This barcode here. Look out for these barcodes like this. This is a bookstore barcode, so if you scan it, nothing will happen. But these three are legit barcodes. So now we have 4 books stacked up. I'll show you how fast GoToLister can list these 4 books. So I'm gonna scan 4 books in. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Amazon's gonna take their time processing it, but GoToLister queued them up, so now it's gonna print at its own pace. And this is really awesome because it allows you to scan way faster. Now sometimes what just happened is it's gonna have you choose between what book you should select. So sometimes one ISBN has 2 ASINs on Amazon. So we want to select the ASIN that sells more often. And so this sales rank here is 407,000 versus an 8 million rank sales rank. And with books, what I've heard, shout out to Caleb Roth, he told me that any ASIN that starts with B is generally the second ASIN that was created for the UPC or barcode. So we're always going to go, if we can, with the non-B ASIN generally, or the ASIN that has the lowest sales rank. And we select it, and it'll print out all these for us, just like that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these and we're gonna put them in the book just enough so we can see some information on it. The more the better, but you don't want these to fall out. So we're just putting it in sideways like that. You can take a close-up of this. So again, I'm just opening up this book. Somewhere inside, I am getting it nice and lodged in there. And then that way we can see the edge, we can see this number here, we can see some information on the SKU, and we're just gonna put it there. That way when the product sells on Amazon, you can easily know what the SKU is, and you'll be able to see the first few parts of the SKU here. We're gonna put these in all the books. Okay, so now we have all these books listed, merchant fulfilled. So we're gonna go ahead and put these on the shelf, and I'll show you guys exactly how you can stay organized when listing books merchant fulfilled. So all we're doing is we are simply packing these books. So the merchant fulfilled ticket is hanging out, and we can see this number here. Again, this isn't perfect, but at least you should know where the books are. And if your SKUs are generated the way that we've created these, they have 006, you can have a shelf dedicated to a certain set of numbers, dedicated to a certain source. And I'm about to show you guys an even more organized technique if you guys do have a warehouse, or perhaps you have thousands of books you want to merchant fulfill. Maybe, using your reading shelf for your MF operation is not the solution for you. Again, I do like to be able to see all these, so just put these in the book cover right here so you can easily just see, the last part of the SKU or the first part of the SKU, 002. We have 006 here, 004, 008, and then 012. So the reason why these are not perfect, like 1, 2, 3, is for the purpose of this video. I had to shoot it a few times. My label printer actually got jammed because I wasn't using a label holder, but these are the SKUs that you have. And, in theory, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could have a shelf dedicated to 001 through 0010, and then the next shelf dedicated to 010 through 050. So that's how you organize your books on a regular bookshelf. Alternatively, you can use regular boxes. I recommend 12 by 16 by 12 boxes that you can purchase from Home Depot or elsewhere. That way you're not going to go over 50 pounds per box, which is just, you don't want to be lifting 100-pound boxes MF. You could even go a little bit smaller if you wanted to, so you get 12 by 12 by 12 boxes, and that'll keep you around 40 pounds or less. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put a number on the box. We're going to start with 1 or 2, and then we're going to go to 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 100 plus. And so we're going to have these different boxes here, and what we're going to do is we are going to stack the books inside of the box, and you can put the books in the box just like this with the SKU coming out so you can easily see it. And when you're dealing with boxes like this, you're only going to have, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 books. So it's actually not that important to stay extremely organized. I've been to booksellers warehouses where they don't even use SKUs. They don't even use labels in the books. They just put the books in, where they can see the title. But personally, I like to be exact just in case we do have, multiple copies of books in different conditions. I do like to be precise. And then what you would do is you would put these boxes into a closet or a vacant room that you have and stack them like this. And then once a day, you would pull whatever box had the sale. So let's say we had a sale in box 2. You would open box 2, select whatever book sold, and then you would go and prep and pack the book, which we will do right now. Real quick, one thing I forgot to mention when packing boxes MF, which is the way I recommend to do it if you're going to do this at scale, put your books in boxes so you can stack them extremely high in closets or vacant rooms or your children's room, wherever you're going to put these boxes. Make sure the number is visible on the outside so you don't have to turn the boxes to see them, and you're going to know what SKU is in which box by using this little hack right here. So we're going to go into Go To Lister, and under listed by, you're going to enter the same name whoever's listing the book. So if it's you, put your name. So we're going to put Avery, and then we're going to put box 1 here, and then we're going to add this as a new source, so it's listed by Avery box 1. So we know Avery listed it, and we know that it's currently in box 1. And so when we go to box 2, we are simply going to change this to Avery box 2, click on add that as source, so on and so forth. And then that way, I'll show you guys real quick, when you do have a book and you label it, it is going to tell you which box it is in exactly there. So you will actually have the exact box that the SKU is in. That way when the box sells, you know exactly where it is located. So how the heck do you know if your book sold or not? Well, let me show you right now. So you're going to simply go to Seller Central, and you are going to scroll down to where it says ship orders right here. And there are 5 orders that I currently need to ship. Alternatively, you can go to open orders here and then click on seller fulfilled unshipped. There are currently 5, so I will click on these, and as you can see here are all the orders that me and my team need to pay for shipping. So from this page here, it's going to show you what type of shipping the person purchased. In this case, they purchased second day shipping, so they're paying almost $25 to have this book shipped. So we want to make sure we get this out for them ASAP. And you can change this in your settings if you don't want to offer second day shipping. You can change that, but we do. And so we sold this book for $135 plus $25 shipping. So we're going to click on buy shipping here, and we're going to weigh the book. So this is currently a different book that is located in a different warehouse. So we're going to use our Accutech scale to weigh the book. And so what we're going to do is make sure the book's on a hard surface, like another book, or just like a hard table. I do have a cloth on this table. I wrestled in high school and college, and so I know how much carpet or any little unevenness can really affect the weight. If you want to be 100% accurate, like put it hard on concrete, but the book should suffice. We're going to go ahead and zero this out. So click on this button here. Scale is zeroed out. We are going to put this on there and see that this is only a 7.7 ounces, so not a very heavy book. So we're going to see how much that would cost us in shipping. So after entering 7.7 ounces, I see the shipping cost is $14.73 for second day air. Now this may seem really expensive, which it is, but this is second day, and so I wouldn't trust shipping it USPS, and that's $24 here. We could go to pirateship.com. I actually have a private shipping service that we use where sometimes we can get shipping as cheap as $3, if not less, for merchant fulfilled books. So if you guys do have some type of competitive advantage when it comes to shipping, you've negotiated rates. I've negotiated 60% off with FedEx, but that only really comes into play when the packages are 15 pounds or more. So if I'm ever packing a set of books or any heavy item, I get way cheaper shipping rates than anyone else. And if you guys want to take advantage of those cheap shipping rates, just message me and me and my team can create a label for you. We just charge $1 service charge for my team to make that for you, but I've saved my friends tens of thousands of dollars with this. So if you guys ever are shipping like 15+ pound items and you need cheap FedEx shipping, it's likely going to be a lot cheaper than Amazon's partnered shipping if you go through me. So if you guys want, join the free Discord below and just message me, hey Avery, what about that FedEx shipping? And I can introduce you to my team and they'll print labels for you. Okay, so now we're going to click on buy shipping, and it is going to allow us to print this label here. Now it's important to change the labels in the Rollo printer. So previously we had these labels that we were using for MF. We're gonna change these out with these labels. These are the Rollo labels, but again, you can get these labels for free from UPS.com. Just make sure that when you load these in, the labels are always facing up. We are going to adjust these tongs here in order to fit this, and we're gonna put this down right here. We're gonna close this. That's why I love the Rollo printer. It's compatible with both shipping labels and F&SKU and MF labels. Okay, so now we're gonna print this label. So we hit Control P, and then we are gonna go to Rollo printer, and we are gonna print this. So we have our label here. For some reason, the Rollo printed out too. It printed like a second part here. That's the benefit of having free labels, is you don't have to waste money on labels, but I could probably adjust my printer settings to avoid that. So now we have our label here, and we are simply going to take the book. We're gonna take out our F&SKU label. We're gonna put the book in a bubble mailer, just like this. I'm gonna fold it down. And so we're just gonna tape this shut, nice and good, like that. Then we're gonna take this Rollo label, take this label, stick it on top, and we're good to go. We can schedule a free UPS pickup. You can schedule a free FedEx pickup. You can schedule a free USPS pickup if you schedule a first class. You can download all these apps on your phone, schedule pickups. You can call the 1-800 numbers. UPS will give you free pickups if you set up smart pickups with their rep, which basically means they'll come at whatever time is available for them. And so I can just go put this on my porch, schedule a smart pickup. They only allow you to have a smart pickup at one address, so make sure you choose whatever address you ship out of most. I ship out of many prep centers. The prep centers handle, shipping themselves, but I do have a few employees that prep and pack for me from their houses, so I just choose whichever person has the most volume. Otherwise, you'll have to drive it to UPS, which is a pain. Personally, I hate doing that, so I'd rather just schedule free pickups. So what happens if you're gonna go on vacation or you just want a few days off? How can you make sure that all your listings go active so you don't get negative feedback from late shipments? Well, what you're gonna do if you ever go on a big trip is go click on the gear icon on Seller Central, go to account info, and then from here you're gonna see going on vacation, question mark. Go ahead and click on that, and then from this page here we are going to click on edit, and you can turn on vacation or off vacation. If it's off vacation, then your listings will be active. If it's on vacation, then all of your merchant fulfilled listings will be inactive. Don't worry, your FBA stuff is still going to be active, so you don't have to worry about that stuff not selling. That's the beauty of FBA. But if you do plan on going on a trip and for whatever reason you can't merchant fulfill your books, then just turn on your vacation mode. I already addressed this a little bit earlier, but you can find cheaper shipping shipping on pirateship.com occasionally. I don't personally use it because I found it to be, as cheap as PayPal. Sometimes we go with a third-party shipping, and sometimes we go with Amazon. Now, keep in mind, there are consequences to using third-party shipping, so make sure that you're willing to deal with these consequences. If they file an A to Z claim and it's the carrier's fault, then if you used Amazon partnered shipping, then you are protected by Amazon partnered shipping, whereas if you use your own shipping, you're not protected by that. You have to assume responsibility. Another question I get is, do prep centers merchant fulfill? Yes, they do. I have multiple prep centers that merchant fulfill for me. You want to negotiate a price, and there's a few things to take into consideration when using a prep center to merchant fulfill for you. What are their storage fees? Are they going to charge you per cubic foot? Are they going to charge you a flat fee per month for X number of units? You definitely want to ask about storage fees, and you want to negotiate an agreement from the beginning. How much are you going to pay for each book? Fair warning, I did use a prep center where I paid thousands of dollars to have my items merchant fulfilled, and I don't recommend. It was Sunbury Prep, and I'm not going to recommend them to anyone anymore just because I paid for all my items to be MF'd, and then later they told me, hey, we don't want your stuff anymore. I had already prepaid up front, and they required me to pay for shipping for all the items to be transferred to another facility. So with that being said, I would recommend creating some type of agreement where you pay half now and half later for MF. Good prep centers will do this, so they'll charge you 50 cents now, and then they'll charge you either like $1 or 50 cents more in the future when they fulfill your orders. I would also come up with some type of agreement to where if you ever wanted to FBA the inventory, they could do so, and that would be covered as an MF charge. So for example, at that one prep center I spoke of, we used to pay $1 per unit prepped, and now I pay 75 cents. I actually pay a little bit cheaper. So I pay 75 cents at my new spot for all my items to be merchant fulfilled, and whenever we want to, at any point in time when I have space on FBA, they can prep and pack all of them to FBA at the same exact charge. I'm not paying anything more than if they would have just sold MF. So by shipping them FBA, I'm essentially paying the same price MF, and so that's awesome. I have another prep center in Oregon in a tax-free state. There are benefits to that. If you're buying items from retail sites, you don't have to pay sales tax, and they do charge me a little bit more for MF, but it is worth it. I save on sales tax, and they're a great prep center. I don't mention them publicly. If you're part of my private community, paid groups or courses, I do share that, but I just can't share it with everyone because prep centers do get overwhelmed. And the rule with prep centers is, a good prep center today doesn't mean it's a good prep center tomorrow. Prep centers are warehouses, and they deal with a lot of inventory coming in, going out. But as booksellers, I would recommend keeping your operation in-house if you're at small scale. I would not recommend wasting money on shipping your items that you source from thrift stores or from pallets of books to a prep center. I would keep it all in-house. I would only use a prep center if you're doing some type of online arbitrage where the item has to be delivered from some website to some location. Instead of having it be your house or warehouse as a location, use a prep center, preferably in a tax-free state. I also have a free course, starthumble.com. That's my website. It teaches you exactly how to make $1,000 in profit in just 7 days. It is a 7-day challenge to help you build a profitable book business in just 7 days, getting enough inventory to really get the ball rolling. I share with you exactly where to find books, how to list your books very quickly. All the information is below, so you can go to starthumble.com, 100% free. And we do weekly calls every week, amzbookclub.com. If you're on any of my email lists, if you sign up for the Discord, whatever you sign up for below, you will get an email at least a couple times to come to AMZ Book Club. So amzbookclub.com, 100% free. We meet, we share strategies to help you grow your book business. Again, that is linked below. If this channel helped you at all, consider subscribing. And yeah, that's it. Much love. Peace out.